Oh my goodness, look at all those people piling in already. And I thought you guys were going to be late tonight. Looks like XAM Biker in the house first tonight, behind Rudy's Fairing, right behind him, Salty Badger. What's up, everybody? Evil Rick. Where's Evil Rick? I didn't see Evil Rick. Maybe he was first. Barbie the Welder is here. Wenton Walker, good evening. Ready for a great show? Dude, it's going to be an incredible show tonight. Big D's in the house. We've been doing so much motorcycle stuff that I almost feel guilty about it. I was just thinking to myself, I was like, this is too much motorcycle stuff for one guy to get to do in the winter time. Crazy adventures we got to tell you about. Paul Adams is here checking in from Ford City. Tom Banks. Mark said he saw you today. I'm so jealous. Michael Lichter is in the house.
Look at that, Michael Lichter.
Dude, this is going to be a star-studded event. Yeah. Can't even believe it. So, listen, we're getting ready for America's first and favorite two-wheel motorcycle talk and entertainment show, Shop Talk. 334 issues as of tonight's show. Putting this thing down for you guys, and glad to be here. So glad to be in the studio, waiting to fire up a great show and getting ready for the spring kickoff, baby. Daytona's right around the corner. If you are not ready, you better get out in the garage. Take us with you. You can watch us on Cycle Source TV through your Roku or Fire Stick. You can watch this show every Sunday night, plus all kind of other great shit. 2 minutes and 53 seconds till we go live with this one. It's going to be a hell of a show. I suggest immediately you go out in the kitchen, grab something, some of your favorite drinking beverage equipment, get down, get ready.
Beverage equipment.
Hey, it's been listen, I've been driving so much, and when I'm not driving, I'm working with polishers. Like, polishers are mad scientists, dude. They are. But if you've ever worked in a polish shop, you can't breathe or hear the whole time you're there. It's ridiculous. Anyway, lots of great stuff, man. 2 minutes, 16 seconds till we go live with this one. It's going to be amazing. Don't go anywhere except to your page to hit like and share. Let your friends and neighbors know we're getting ready to go live with this one. Stick around. We're going live with Shop Talk. 2 minutes. All right, I got to come on for a second again because Barbie the Welder said St. Louis looked amazing. It was off the hook. It was so good. It was so good. Congratulations to Randy, his whole staff, everybody from the pageant. They just put on a beautiful time, man. It was fantastic. Tiger Ward's in the house with us. Who else is here tonight? Evil Rick, finally saw you on here. Looks like Radar's here, Mark. Radar's here. Steve Broyles, Poppy's in the house. We can get this shit started now. Cabana Dan is here. That's good too. All right, man. So listen, as we wind down, 40 seconds till we go live with this one. I just want to remind you guys again how much we appreciate you being here, letting us into your headspace once a week, every 9 p.m. on the dot. Sundays, 9 p.m. We're going live with Shop Talk, and glad to do it. So let's get this one out of the station, up on the tracks, and go live with this week's episode of Shop Talk. Here we go. Okay, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It's just after 9 p.m. on the East Coast. That means it's time for another episode of America's first and favorite two-wheel motorcycle talk and entertainment show, ShopTalk. I'm Chris Callen with Cycle Source Magazine. I am going to be your host for the next 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheel bullshit we can fit. And as per schedule, I'm joined by my illustrious crew. Per schedule.
Howdy, howdy.
Listen, I'm trying to pick up my vocabulary,
per schedule
bro.
and drinking equipment.
Yeah, what is
Nice.
what is drinking equipment?
I don't know,
Listen,
but I want some.
If you don't
know
have drinking equipment, then you're not drinking.
You're
That's
not
all
drinking
I can
right.
say.
That's for
Because
sure.
When I smoked, I had smoking equipment. When I drank, I had drinking
I got
equipment.
that covered. I don't
And
know
I
about-
actually had some clothes that were specifically for those times too.
Ooh, hold on.
But
That's a whole
just
other
saying.
story.
Did you see Robin Higginbottom just said they're supposed to get 5 feet
Dude,
of snow? 5 feet.
the weather
No.
is out of effing control right now.
I'm over it.
Like if you guys didn't know, we went to Doug the Polisher's last week, Thursday. Spent the whole day with Doug polishing the Twisted T-frame. I came back to Pittsburgh, grabbed Heather.
Mhm.
We drove 13 hours to Minnesota
Mhm.
to polish or to chrome the frame with
Yep.
Du Bois plating. Well, when we got into Minnesota, dude, it was
was like
50
60
degrees.
degrees.
Yeah, like in the mid-50s
Yep.
in Minnesota. It was
Yeah.
nicer there than when we left here.
Yeah, right.
But we got there in enough time to go to bed, get up in the morning, and go
Hey,
to Du Bois
let's
polishing.
Let's give Radar a little congratulations.
What do you do?
Oh,
Decided to do his third Hoka motorcycle challenge, looking for sponsors and rider comfort gear supplier to help me complete the challenge. So Radar will pass your information on. We know somebody that does some incredible motorcycle gear. So
And
Rooster's
you can,
in the house.
And you can borrow that 10mm socket then.
yeah,
Oh,
no, that's
okay,
what
yeah.
you're saying.
That'll be
We'll-
Mark's sponsorship.
Yeah.
We'll get the gear from Mark. It'll
Right.
be in his size, but you can borrow it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
after Hoka,
Just make sure, yeah. Put a plastic bag over yourself before you put it on, then get it back. You know, you'll
Hey.
lose some weight too.
XAM Biker says, "Good evening, Heather and the other two."
Hi, Xan. How are you?
Dude, how about that Steve Burrow shop hopping thing?
Yeah, right.
Was that killing it? What a great setup that was. What a great interview and all that stuff.
You know, and it's so nice too because like a lot of you guys probably have seen Steve all over the place, you know, maybe you've heard a story here and there from him, but what an illustrious history he has.
Man.
And the time that he's had in his career, he's touched so many lives. It was absolutely a pleasure to get that down
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah, that's a great. If you haven't seen it, take the time to watch it.
Yep.
He's a great guy.
So Tom Banks is talking about the Scooterville deal, Mark, and
Oh,
you were
yeah.
out at that.
Yeah, got to see Tom there. Got to see a couple of people. It was cool. It was nice. Shitty weather around these parts, and to have something motorcycling was pretty awesome. So, you know, and hang out with Duke and Scott, and you know, we never get to see Duke much anymore. But there was we were talking right before, you know, the gates opened up, and man, the people plowed in that place.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Had some cool bikes out there. Clint had a couple bikes out there. Casey Kennel was there. The Gold Digger was there.
Oh,
how's
dude.
Casey?
Yeah,
Gold Digger.
Casey's
So
good.
Gold Digger
Yeah.
was one of Casey's first bikes
Yeah,
that we
his
ever
first, I
featured in
think.
the magazine.
Yeah,
Yep.
one of his first. Yeah,
Oh, so good.
it was just to see everybody and got to see Tom. Tom's standing in front of Duke's booth, and I'm like, man, does that fucking guy look familiar? And then I'm like, oh my god, it's Tom Banks.
The beard, right? Did the beard
Just
throw
it-
you off?
I don't know what it was. It took me a second, and I'm like, holy shit! I was in the middle of a conversation with somebody, just literally walked away from them. I left them standing there. I think they were actually talking to me when I walked away.
Nice
I'm
work.
like, I want to go talk to Tom. He had a couple beautiful bikes there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I think everything.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
please.
He's got some amazing stuff.
So you mentioned earlier, Chris, that you've been doing so much motorcycle stuff lately.
I have.
We do all the motorcycle stuff. Do we get to ride them? When do we get to ride them?
Hey man.
There's
no riding.
There's
There's
no
no
riding
riding
in
in motorcycles.
motorcycling.
Oh, Callie Chavez from Costa Rica.
Right
Callie, one of
on.
our friends is in your beautiful country right now. I should be there too.
That's right.
But there's motorcycle stuff.
Yo, Portland, Oregon. Right on.
Oh.
Jimmy Buff It Moto Detailing. That's
Oh,
I
that's
like
good.
it.
That's good.
Somebody found the drinking equipment. Nice.
Radar says drinking equipment is nothing more than a solo cup with ice and good friends that have jobs or connections.
Oh,
With the bartender.
does that mean you don't have to have a job? As long as your friends have the job?
What's up, Vanilla in the house?
Vanilla Bryce.
Looking good, Mark, Chris,
Oh.
and Heather. Nice to see your smile faces. Chad Pearson, good to see your name
All
up
right
here.
on, Chad.
All right, well, listen, man, it's old home day, but we got a killer show coming up tonight. So if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to Shop Talk. We do this every Sunday, 9 p.m., almost every Sunday throughout the year.
Where the hell we been?
What the hell?
Right.
What the hell?
What the hell?
This is how many times is this?
Stop saying
315.
5,052. Is that what you said?
334. 334.
334.
Stop.
So yeah, every Sunday we do this, and it's basically an extension of what we do in Cycle Source Magazine, which is, information, entertainment. We do the whole thing with a little segment we call what?
The news.
The news. Jane, you ignorant slut. I love that. I love that we're so old that some people might not even get that anymore. Okay, this in for Motorcycle Power Sports News. Indian Motorcycle CEO Mike Kennedy on the future of the company. Really, really riling people up, getting behind this cat, and really strong vision for the future with the company. The milestone marks the start of a new era for Indian Motorcycles, fully independent business focused solely on motorcycles, grounded in American manufacturing, and sharpened by clarity of purpose. I cannot wait actually to get a hold of this guy and actually do some FaceTime with him, because what started out, and you guys will remember we had Cam from Music City Indian on. And what started out as a question of, oh my God, Polaris is cutting Indian loose. We're about to lose the company again. And now to see what they're actually doing, like they are honing this thing down to be laser focused on the purpose of Indian Motorcycle. And I'm pretty excited about it.
I think that's great. I think it's gonna be cool that that's all they're gonna have to focus on. I did see an article, and I failed epically at not copying the link, and then I lost it. That Indian is not going to be doing an entry-level motorcycle. I'm going to have to research that one. It was kind of in a headline that I saw, and when I went to copy and paste it, I lost it.
Well, they're putting out a hell of a motorcycle right now.
I know.
I know, but between the two major motorcycle manufacturers, somebody has got to do a motorcycle for people coming into this
But
thing.
isn't there Scout? I mean, it's a little more entry level than.
And I'll tell you
than
what,
the
like
Sportster,
we
right?
were talking about that, even what the price of that last the Indian Vintage that we were looking at.
I could, 19.9. That's
Yeah, I mean,
crazy for that bike. It's beautiful.
It's not absolutely, like, I wouldn't say it's entry level, but Jesus, that's a lot
And I
of
think
motorcycle.
I
for
can't
a little
remember who
money.
we were having a conversation with the other day that said, they brought up a valid point that entry level now, dude, you can buy a killer bike online on Facebook Marketplace for nothing these days.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? And not saying that I don't think that Indian or Harley should come out with an entry level bike, but on the flip side of it, there's no reason, if you're thinking about it, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get on two
I think
wheels
if you're
right now.
new, if you're a new rider, maybe a brand new bike may not be the
maybe your
best way to
smartest
start. I'm
move,
not
but
sure. But yeah, you can pick up a nice used, obviously Softail Sportster
Hey,
for relatively
the prices
short
aren't going
money.
down unless you have one to sell. Then your price has gone through the drop through the floor. I can tell you that.
All right, man. Well, listen, next up in the news, this next piece comes from Visor Down, and Visor Down's reporting on the fact that Harley-Davidson reset will lead to job cuts. Harley-Davidson needs to get discipline back into its operating environment, with the CEO, Artie Starrs, confirming that layoffs are on the horizon. You kind of had to know this was coming, man, because, both in the change of the corporate culture and while they restructure pretty much everything about how they're doing things right now and rediscover, their path to the core of their customer base again, it's going to be some rough roads. So Harley-Davidson board of directors are scrambling to reverse the historic Marquis fortunes, with net losses for the quarter that ended December 31st, 25, resulting in a 28% drop in revenue. CEO Artie Starrs was only confirmed in the top job in August 2025, but after less than a year at the head of the table, staff layoffs are already on the card. See, I don't feel like that's fair to him, because
I don't think so.
He
took the job by name in August of 25.
Yeah, and
but
he didn't
told
start
them,
until October.
He told them right off the bat that it was going to be months before he could actually put any real.
I agree. So let's pish posh on that.
The former regime is the one that put it.
Well, and you don't rebuild overnight. It's gonna be a process, and I think the steps so far from what we can see from the outside, I feel like he's taking the right steps.
He's on a good path. He really is.
Yeah, I think he's on a really good trajectory.
That's
Tim
a
Skates in
big
the
word,
house.
big word.
Tim Davis is here. We
Mm.
all
A
learned
lot
on
of
Honda
Tims.
125, then CB350, then we lost our minds with Harley Davidson. You know, man, and listen, that was the other night when we had Danger Dan on here. You know, we were talking about all this stuff, and Mark and I were talking and kind of loudly about the importance of the air-cooled Sportster.
Yeah.
You know, and like how having dealer support, because it's not necessarily that the dealer needs to sell the air-cooled Sportster, because there's plenty of them out there, but it'd be nice if you could go in there and get parts for a 98 Sportster. You know what I mean? Because then if you had a kid and you wanted your kid to start riding, you could get them a little shitty Sportster. You could go into the same place where you buy your Harley parts, and you know what I mean, and make it part of the whole program, right?
Yeah, the dealerships need to come back to that family oriented, that, you know, local.
Yeah.
Again, get rid of that big corporate. It's murdering them.
See, you guys are getting it. You know, Becky says here
Yeah.
that he walked into a total shit show, going to take time to fix it. You're not kidding.
Yep.
You know, when people are throwing around the shade on this thing, make sure some of it lands on Jock and Zeitz.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Don't forget the guy that brought it.
The tennis
To
shoe
where it
king.
is, yeah.
The
Did
tennis
he
shoe
bring
king.
the fan or did he bring the?
He might have brought both.
He didn't
I'm
bring
just
the
kidding.
umbrella, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, definitely not.
I only get to call him the tennis shoe king a couple more times till nobody even remembers what that was about. So,
Oh,
all right, man. Well, listen.
I have my Pumas on.
This is not the time or place to have that discussion.
yeah.
What are we talking about?
Moving
my
right
tennis
along.
shoes?
Okay.
Do we have another news piece? No.
Yeah, so that's it for the news tonight. We got a killer show lined up. We have Kyle and Cody, the Ives Brothers, waiting in the wings. They're going to be our guests this evening. Can't wait to talk to you guys. The story of this family is crazy, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and especially now, like talking to them in the pre-show, they're back and forth across the country. They're constantly on the move, and like, you know, it just seems like they're the roots and the foundation of what they do have gotten so deep over the years. I can't wait.
And
to
it's
catch
weird.
up with
We've
them.
almost watched these two grow up.
I know, right?
You know, that's
Literally.
I had said, like, man, I remember them how long ago they were just kids, and like
Yeah.
so cool to watch them
And now they
turn
have
into the men they're
kids.
and turn into the
Once
men that
upon
they
a
are.
time.
That's
Once
pretty
upon
awesome.
a time, we were kids too. We were young in this thing. But listen,
stop it.
to hell with all that. Let's go look at a cool feature bike. When we come back on the other side of this, we're going to bring them in. We're going to talk to them, and you get to ask them questions too. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
My name's Eric Vaughn, Houston, Texas. It's a 1979 Shovelhead that was originally a swing arm frame, and we had got the V-twin manufacturing rigid weld on and made it into a hardtail, and I just kind of built stainless parts to make it what it is and made it work. It's got like a sight gauge on the side of it to kind of, you know, see where the fuel's at that mark. It's got the scallops on the side that kind of actually work, but actually wind goes through there, just for aesthetics, not that it has a purpose really. I bent all of my own stainless gas lines, my pegs I made, my grips I made. The brass accents were, I didn't want to go too much with it, and I had to place it, you know, throughout the motorcycle in various locations just to kind of accent it right, because yeah, like you said, it can be overwhelming sometimes. I think I did an okay job. Homer Sands out of Houston, Texas did the paint. I had Red Crown Jewelry do all of my stones and all of the jewelry you see on, like the gas cap and the choke knob and this down here, and the seat screw, the push rod clips she did. Yeah, I windowed the neck. I did all this in here. As you can see, the bell right there, the customer brought me the bell, and he said, man, build this bike around the bell. So I literally wanted to build the bike around the bell, and I windowed that out and just kind of put a mount underneath there and hung the bell right there. And you can ride it and you hear the bell too. It's pretty cool. I was already building this bike when they brought me to, like, for the Born Free show, when they invited me to build the bike for Born Free. And I called Rodney. I said, hey man, I got an opportunity. If you want to jump on board with this, it's gonna change the scope of work a little bit. And he was 100% on board with that. So yeah, I let him know. I called them up, said, yeah, we're down, and I built this bike for Born Free, the Texas Born Free. Texas Born Free, yeah. That was last year, yes sir. That was a good show. I really liked doing that. I don't like authority, you know. I don't like working for anybody. So I started Destroyer Garage back in 2018, I think. I've been building bikes longer than that in my garage before that. But I started official in 18, and I just figured it out. You know, you got to pay bills and you figure it out. And I've been doing it steadily ever since, and it's been lucrative, and I'm proud of that. Well, I want to thank Cycle Source Magazine for having me and putting us in their show, and for the many years of support from you guys personally. And thank you. And go follow my page, Destroyer Garage on Instagram. You can kind of check out the build process on this bike and other bikes that I've built in the past. Thank you for everybody who supports me. I'm Eric Vaughn from Houston, Texas, and you're watching Cycle Source TV.
Oh, nice. Paul Yaffe product, huh?
Yeah, man, so excited.
Got a new build?
I do, it's aren't you Paul Yaffe?
No, I've never met the guy. But I do know you can get all of his products at DennisKirk.com.
There you go.
Is this me? Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Listen to Not Paul Yaffe. Get all your Bagger Nation products right now at DennisKirk.com.
It doesn't matter what you ride. Or even where you ride it. Your motor needs protection you can trust. Mile after mile, heat after heat. Whatever you ride, wherever you ride, choose Spectro Oils.
Hey, it's Billy from Twisted Tea. We're live in Sturgis, and you're watching Shop Talk.
All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk studio.
Hey, hold on. How come there wasn't anything about any of the cars in that warehouse? That bike was
So
not one picture of a car
Right?
from
So
that
we
warehouse.
actually did a whole, like, there's a 5-minute video coming out
Yeah.
on just that place. It's called The Shop. in
Dude,
Houston,
it's
Texas.
incredible.
It's literally
incredible.
kind of like a country club for cars.
For car geeks. Like,
Yeah.
it's a club for car geeks. I mean,
So-
full restaurant there, a
Not
full
to take
bar.
away from his bike at all, because that thing's freaking
I knew
beautiful.
it.
I don't want to take away from that, but my God.
Oh, dude,
So
you
it's-
couldn't believe some of the
So
shit
you
that we
pay
saw
a
there,
membership fee, and you keep your car in there.
Wow.
But depending on what level membership,
Where-
and it is
where
for
was it?
members only. It's in Houston.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But depending on your membership, they have a private like cigar lounge and bar up in the corner, and they have a full restaurant open to the public, and they do tours. So if your car is in there, there's somebody going around taking
Oh,
people
yeah.
looking at it.
Yep.
And it was the neatest place I think I've
it's
been
really
in a
cool,
long
dude.
time.
Like, they have a whole wash bay, so you can wash,
Oh, yeah.
wash and
Man.
detail your
They
car.
have a photo studio.
Like everything you could imagine to be
There
a
was some
collector.
incredible metal in that place.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So Heather, Mark Gatto's here. Mark, we didn't actually leave. He probably thinks we've been gone so long from the building.
I've been in a couple times this week, and Lou is very upset that the dogs have not been in here. I think if I don't bring them in tomorrow, he might disown us.
Will Cassio's here. A lot of good people tonight, man. Thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Hey, Dennis Kirk, listen, I can't say enough about this company. You know, up here, they're our main studio sponsor, but more than that, they sponsor everything that we do. They take care of us so good, and they take care of you. You know, that's the thing. Like from a customer's point of view, you know, if you can get your order to them by 8 o'clock at night, that shit is still shipping out today. If you're last minute like I am, they'll take care of you. So, good people right there. Glad to have them on board. And hey, speaking of good people, so Mark already started letting the cat out of the bag about how long we've known the two guests tonight, but it seems like forever.
Yeah,
forever. Like two rambunctious young fellas that were tearing it up on motorcycles from the day that we first met them, and still doing it even more today. Like it just seems like they keep adding to their repertoire, right? Like started off with one thing, and now anything they can do on a motorcycle that looks like it's going to be dangerous or possibly hurt, they're doing it. So
as what they're doing right now.
So we're talking about Kyle and Cody, the Ives Brothers. You may have seen them at any of the 300 events they seem to do every year, but let's get them on right now and get the story. All right, fellas, what's up?
What's up?
So you heard us talking about how old we've become, sitting here watching you guys grow up and turn into legends of motorcycle entertainment and stunts. But that's a long, long history that goes back in your family, right? That's where I want to start this interview. Is I want to talk about how all of this got started.
Well, you know, I get it all ultimately started with our father, Sean. He was a circus performer. He was in the show business, and he traveled all over the world. Cody and I actually lived in Germany at a very, when we were real young, while he was over there doing shows. And when we got old enough to go to like public school, we came back to America, and we lived in Florida, Sarasota, Florida, up until we got old enough to start riding motorcycles. And then Hurricane Charlie took our house in Florida, and we needed a place to kind of, relocate. And we ended up moving up to Georgia, and we just had a lot of opportunities fall in our laps. And what started out to be something that we were just going to do for fun, and maybe just in the summertime, ultimately, created so much momentum that 23 years later, we're still out here doing it. But yeah, it's been one heck of a ride, that's for sure.
So
well, I wanted to start off with that just that way, because I wanted to talk about the fact that, like, how that, the question of nature versus nurture, how that goes so far back. You guys literally have this stuff in your blood, the entertainment part, the travel part. But then beyond that, man, I have to tell you, and you know that I've been part of the Wall of Death family, American Motordrome, for a long time, and how much respect I have for the history of that. And seeing what you guys have done and seeing how you represent that now is amazing. Yeah, it really, really is, for how you guys came up in this, young guys, and what you were doing, and the respect that you treat it with, and the show that you put on. You should be awfully proud of that.
Well, I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I definitely do know your roots of involvement with the Wall of Death, and I know you've been a strong structure for what we're doing as well, for a very long time. And, I think when we started out riding in the wall, we had come from doing something completely different. We looked at it as in a similar way. It's kind of how we carried our train of thought into it anyways, with approaching even starting the Wall of Death. And so we rode inside the ball of steel, and we kind of just merged the two together the best we could, as well with trying to keep that history and the heritage of the Wall of Death still heavily involved, and we definitely, you know, it's funny to think because it's never history until it's happened a long time ago, right?
Yeah,
And I don't
right.
think we ever planned on trying to be anything more than just people riding in a wall of death. You know, we were just
Gig to
another
gig.
group when it started, and now it's been about 15 years, and we've built this like just reputation, I guess, or you know, history of doing the wall of death our way, our unique way, you know, and um it's a lot of fun. We're still having a ton of fun with it. We're still trying to think of new ways and new ideas, and um but also trying to keep that historical heritage a part of it as well, you know.
How old were you when you first rode in the Globe? Because you looked awfully young.
Oh yeah.
I started riding in the Globe when I was 8.
Yeah.
And then I think I practiced it for probably about a year before we went on the road with like our first circus. And I was riding with my dad at the time. Me, my dad, another rider, and then my mom would stand in the bottom of it. And then we
That was
toured with that
always the
circus
best.
for probably a year. And then
I remember Cody's 10th birthday. We were in Canada. We were in he was doing a circus. I wasn't even riding yet. I mean, I was riding, but I wasn't performing yet. But I remember them stopping the show and announcing, you know, today is Cody Ives' 10th birthday.
No kidding.
And the whole stadium sang him happy birthday. I remember like being like jealous or envious in a way. I'm like, dude, what the heck? This dude just got the biggest birthday song ever.
How far apart are you guys in age?
19 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys are pretty much Irish twins.
You
Not
know,
too far.
I think what you haven't brought along was ego. I think you guys always seem so family based, and you're always down to earth, and you go out there and you put on a show, and to be in the industry that you're in, coming through at the age you came through, how did you avoid all the bad things that usually destroy people that do what you do?
Or do we just not know that story?
Yeah, or is there something you're not telling us and it's just not
It has definitely come and go, but it is I think that's the part that's humbled us really, is the learning curve of from where we started to where we are today. There's definitely been a big hill that we had to climb, but
there's definitely a lot of experience, right?
Yeah. A lot of learning how not to do it the next time.
Yeah. But also I think just appreciation, right? I think we are both so thankful for the lives that we live and to be able to tell the stories that we can. It's just a blessing. There's no other way to put it. We love the life we live, so I don't, and also I think we just kind of carry ourselves as, we don't think we're any cooler than anybody else in the room.
Yeah, I think something pretty awesome is, like, I come from a super close family. My father was with me 24/7. To be in the situation that you're in, to be able to do what you're doing and do it with your family, dude, you guys are rock stars when it comes to that. I mean, that's super cool.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, that's probably the hardest part of all of it. And which I guess I can't really, you know, I don't know any other way other than doing it full blown out with my family. But you know, that was the hardest part, was just being together so much as a family and traveling for as long as we did, and to make it all work and be consistent. That was like the part that was like just hanging on by a thread, you know, where everything else was like, we were always so good at being able to like shut it off when it came to showtime, and we're like, all right, we're going out there, routine, you know, we're going to the office, put on your office face.
But at the end of the day, we're still brothers and we're still arguing.
You know, for a long time when it was the Ives family, it was still, you know, we were still dealing with our mom and dads, and you know, it was just a family thing. And anybody that does family business,
that's not
super
easy.
difficult.
Huge credit to you there. Now,
that was the biggest stunt out of our whole career. Was just the family portrait.
Oh, I can imagine.
Did you travel year round growing up, and just or did your parents schedule it so, okay, we're really only able to do shows in the summertime? Were you homeschooled? How did you navigate that lifestyle
So
with?
a little portion of all of it, right? When we first started, the first year we went out, we were like, they fully committed, and they did a 1 year tour with a circus, and we toured all over Canada, a lot of Northern America as well, but like mostly Canada.
I'd say the first probably 3 years of my career riding in the ball with my dad was probably circuses before we started venturing out and doing monster truck shows and state fairs and bike weeks. And
No, it was only a year. It couldn't have been 3 years because I started riding right away. You know, I was riding 125s by the time I was 13. So, you know, I remember your 10th birthday being celebrated. So it was like, you know, we did that circus for a year, and then we came off there, which we actually didn't even last the whole year. My dad was like, I can't do this. I'm over it. And so he knew he didn't want us kind of he knew that that wasn't the living that he was trying to make. So he decided to try other avenues. And I remember shortly after we did that circus, we went up to Tampa, Florida. Full Throttle was putting on this like trade show style motorcycle show, and our dad was like, we're gonna go set the globe up for free just to get the exposure into this atmosphere, because he wanted to be a part of like motorcycle rallies and monster truck shows and just other things, you know, because at heart he was also a redneck. You know, when we were going to public school and living normal lives, every weekend we were going to the swamp buggy races. He had the fastest Jeep of the South, or we were going to some mud bog, or like,
Nice.
or he had all of his friends drove monster trucks. And so, and they started a tire store. It was called Bad Boys Tires. If you can guess where they got the name from. But so they had a very successful 4-wheel drive tire store in Northport, Florida, around the time that we were experimenting with riding motorcycles and doing these things. And
it wasn't until we started kind of riding in the ball, and my dad just decided that they were just going to put the business up for sale and try this adventure again with being on the road. And they sold the business and sold the house and put everything into truck and trailer and equipment, and we went on the road full time.
So we did that Full Throttle trade show, and you know, Cody and my dad were performing. I wasn't even riding yet, and I went walking around, and I ended up meeting this guy named Kenny Dedick, and he worked for a company at the time called Serenity House, and he traveled around to all of the motorcycle rallies. You might even know who I'm talking about, but he had this see-through motorcycle trailer, and he raffled off tickets.
Yeah. I know exactly who it is.
And they gave a motorcycle. Him and his brother, Kenny and Michael, they have done that, you know, the length longer than we have been traveling. So
as long as I can remember.
Kenny had a big impact on our career. First getting into the motorcycle shows, Daytona, Myrtle Beach, Laconia, Bike Blues and Barbecue. He pretty much did all of them and knew all the promoters doing it. So he got us into Bikes, Blues and Barbecue.
I think one of the biggest connections, I mean, he gave us a ton of connections. And he is, you know, a huge reason of where we're at today in life. But he got us hooked up with Mike Ballard at the Full Throttle Saloon.
Yeah.
And man, we started doing the Full Throttle Saloon, I think it was in like 2002. I think they had just opened up, and they actually had another Wall of Death rider there named Rhett Rotten. And we would be doing the Ball of Steel, kind of, you know.
Yeah, we did it out in the parking lot for a few
and
years.
jumping freestyle motocross.
And then we set up inside for a few years, and
that they did a TV show for a few years. I think if I remember correctly, I think it was on Discovery for a little while, and then it ended up going to or not Discovery.
It was Discovery. If
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
was
mistaken.
Discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Discovery, and then what
Yeah.
they went to was
True
it True
TV.
TV?
True TV. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we started doing the wall there. And then when Full Throttle, the original Full Throttle Saloon burnt down, that's when we went downtown with Harley for 2 years with the Wall of Death. And then we made our home at the Buffalo Chip. We've been up there every year doing shows ever
I
since.
think we've been at the Buffalo Chip for the past 8 years.
Yeah,
that's so great.
No, you guys have done this since you were a kid. Literally, it doesn't sound like you've ever done anything else. Has there ever been a time in your life where you're like, maybe I want to try something else?
Yeah, I
or is
just want
just
a
this is this
regular
it
life.
for you? Like I want a regular life. I want to be home with my family. I don't want to be hustling across the country all the time.
Well,
have you ever thought about that?
I think where we're at in life now, we find ourselves thinking those things a lot more. And not so much as in like whether or not we want to be out here doing this or not. It's because we love this, right? This is a great time of our lives, and but it's starting to be where we are going to need to start spending a little more time at home. And so the worth of it, of being out here as much as we have been is the balance is getting a little, we're still figuring it out. So, but we still enjoy doing this so much.
Do you both have kids?
Yeah, we both have kids. I have 3. Cody has 2.
So obviously you've been home for some period of time. Here
yeah,
At least
absolutely.
5 days. At least 5 days.
No, we always, and
we're actually currently trying to get home now. We decided on our way home. We just left Chopper
California.
Fest in LA last
Ventura.
weekend, and started working our way home. And then Kyle decided he wanted to go to a foam pit and just go play around and try some backflips. And then so we decided to veer off and head towards Oklahoma, and stopped in at Oklahoma at a friend of ours' house, and opened up his foam pit. And Kyle and our buddy Logan have been doing backflips all day in it.
Hey, so while you guys were talking in that last segment, another wall rider joined us here. Harry Bostard is in the house, and he was
And
giving
Danny
you guys,
Wheel.
He was giving you guys the what's up, fellas. So
Yeah, what's up, Harry? What's up, Danny?
There's a few questions coming around here, and stuff like, do you guys hang out at Gibtown? Do you do this? But one of the things is, how do you get in sync in the globe? And I always wondered about this too, because the space is so tight there, and like we showed the picture of the girl standing in the middle of it and everything. Like you guys operate with, it has to be like a zero margin of error.
So to be completely honest with you, and the most blunt answer possible is, I think we've been doing it for so long we don't even realize what we're doing anymore.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Muscle
It's just
memory.
So
our heads are only a couple feet apart from each other, so we can't communicate and talk to each other. We mostly we kind of just have like a certain routine that we'll tweak every here and there and just make it kind of a little different, so the show doesn't kind of seem the same.
Yeah.
But even when mistakes happen and things happen that aren't planned or anything, we always have a very good reaction to it, or
sense to adjust to each other.
We're very aware, but a lot of it's we can hear each other. I actually only ride with another person, so I don't ever ride by myself. So I'm always looking at Cody. I'm I'm looking at my motorcycle. I can look down. I check my front tire pressure to make sure it's not like completely flat, put up against the cage.
Yeah.
I'm looking at parts of the cage that I'm like, shit, did Cody tighten up that bolt? and things like that. So,
and then right before we stop, we always look at each other, make eye contact to let each other know that like we're ready to stop.
Yeah.
And then he'll make the first move, I'll watch him, and then I adjust and counter to his move.
And I'm sure doing it so long together, you're so comfortable with each other that you almost know what the other's going to do at what time.
100%. And one of the craziest things about it is we almost have a perfect record, right? We've been doing this together for, longer than I can remember.
Man,
and
jinx it.
Yeah, right. I was just thinking the same thing.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really believe in stuff like that, but we've had a really good record. Okay, I won't say any numbers, but one day we had a really bad day 3 times in that day. And that was the only time that it's ever happened
till this day. Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
And
That's
that was also
incredible.
the day that we came up with the lock eyes before we stop program.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because the last one was just a big miscommunication, and I came down and stopped, and Cody thought we were looping, and he
smoked through back.
He
of his
looped in
helmet.
my spot and just drove right into the back of me.
That'll
I
leave
said,
a mark.
I thought we were stopping, and he said, "No, I thought we were going to loop." I was like, well,
Do you prefer, like, what do you get the most personal joy from, the globe or the wall?
I prefer the wall, for sure.
I'm thankful that we get to do both. I'm
Right.
thankful that we get to still go back and forth, and because it kind of keeps that freshness alive. I think doing something over and over and over again repetitively like we do, it actually can become more difficult because you kind of just get comfortable, and you kind of that once that high wears down, you kind of start thinking of the negative things that can happen. And life is 80% mental.
Yep.
So confidence is everything.
Right.
And so once you start getting comfortable or bored or whatever it is, and you can start thinking those negative thoughts, it's like right then we're like, oh, this event wants us with the globe, so we'll just go do the globe. We'll play around in that for a little while.
Yeah, break the cycle.
And it kind of just keeps it fresh. And
how many days a year are you on the road? Roughly. I know that's hard.
This time of year we always go do a show, bounce back, come home.
Yeah, I call these spot dates. Like so basically a spot date is when we leave home, go to an event, and then end up back at home.
Yep.
And then we'll do Daytona back home, Naples, Florida back home,
Austin, Texas back home.
So you get to ping pong a lot.
Yeah,
it's not usually until like around April that we'll go out on the road, and then once we go out, then we'll stay out until October.
Wow. And does sorry, go ahead. I have
you're
so
fine.
many
I was just gonna say
questions.
it kind of circles back. I never got to fully answer it last time. We take off from November to like normally till March. If we're doing any events in those months, from November to March, it's because we just really want to be there, or we just, we really want to be a part of it.
Yeah, the past few years, the first weekend of January, we used to go to Toronto, Canada, to a motorcycle show up there, and it was an indoor building event, and it was a lot of fun because we never had to put up the top or anything like that, and it was just to getting to ride indoors. And
yeah, it was a cool experience. It was it made us one of the very few walls, one of the only walls in America that would perform across borders.
Was that the Super Show?
Yeah, it was the
right
America's show.
Motorcycle.
God,
Super
I remember that show. We were at that a couple times.
Yeah, it was it's still a really great event. This year they ended up having arena cross, like the dirt bike racing series there, instead of they used to have. So it's like there's 3 different halls or 4 different halls that they do it in, and one of the halls they dedicate to motorcycle entertainment, and it's freestyle motocross. We even had a guy in there one time with a jet ski. They put a big pool up, and
then he did like jet
ski
freestyle.
Yeah, jet backflips and stuff on jet skis, and like a 4-foot deep pool.
Yeah.
So but this year they ended up filling it with dirt and doing the arena cross series there. So I'm sure we'll be back there. That was always a really cool show because we got to meet the guy that built the original wall that we learned at.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
It was a wall built out of Canada, and the gentleman is, he's got to be in his 80s now, but it's funny to listen to all the stories and everything that he has, about just all the things that he's built, because
he brings a binder every year and just shows us photos.
That's so great.
Every year he comes back with a different book, and it's just more and more photos of like that generation when he rode and then when they built the wall and traveled with it.
Every Wall of Death show I do, I still ride his motorcycle that he bought brand new in 1984.
Wow, that's cool.
And then he always brings, like, Canada. I think they stopped circulating dollar bills in like 1994 or something like that, and he still brings dollar bills and tips every single show.
Oh yeah,
that's great.
And people are like, dude, that's a dollar bill. Do you know what you just got? And we're like,
right.
Yeah, dollar bill. And they're like, no.
He said it's all the money that he collected, that he saved over the years when he did shows, that is still in his safe, and then he'll just pull it out of the safe, come bring it to our show.
Yeah, now they have coins, a loony and a toonie.
But it's cool that he comes out and still shares all that history with us.
Dude, that's the coolest thing, though, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's
always
always
being the guy that built the wall. I mean, being somebody who, like, with Chris, multiple times I've put the Motordrome, the wall up with Charlie, and just it was amazing to be a part of that, the structure, and taking it from a pile of wood to making it something that's entertaining.
That's what people got to understand.
Yeah, they don't know what goes
how much
into
it takes for you guys to do this shit. My God, it takes an army of people.
Oh, most definitely. And that army was usually 6 of us. So that's the worst part about it.
So luckily for us, we're cheaters.
There's no such thing in cheating in this. No,
we're not. But we unload from our trailer with a forklift.
Yeah, well, there's no cheating. Let me tell you.
Grandpa said work smarter, not harder.
So we only actually unload half of the walls because the front half is easier to stand up from the trailer.
So we just pre-stack everything where it's gonna lay out with the forklift first, and then level out the floor, set your walls, and we use ladders and impact guns and stuff. And
dude, anybody that ever says cheating, let them sons of bitches unload that thing. I remember that last little here in the past. You go pick that shit up and carry it around and tell me they're cheaters.
Oh, amen.
Screw that.
I mean, and ultimately we do pick every piece up, and we actually just weighed all of it. And we're moving about 20,000 pounds of wood and steel by hand every weekend to make this performance happen. So
I want to talk a little bit about the evolution, man, because we talked here about how you guys started so young. You started in the Globe. I want to hear about when the proposition of the wall came up, and then I want to talk about the rest of it, because we got pictures of you guys stunt riding on the street and doing arena cross style stunts. So tell us about the evolution of your life in motorcycle stunt riding.
Ooh. I don't know. It kind of
bad answer.
It always started off for fun for us, really, before it became a profession.
But we started out on dirt bikes. We were real young, and what.
I think it was just the atmosphere that we were in as well. Like my dad growing up and him being a gymnast and an acrobat in the circus, and so
is that what he did in the circus?
Yeah, he actually walked a high wire and rode horses,
rode in the steel ball.
He did like acrobat stuff, like he would do somersaults from horse to horse, like bareback horse to horse.
God, I wish we had some pictures of that.
Yeah, right.
He did close to 20 years in the entertainment industry and circuses before we even started riding motorcycles and started our career.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So that picture right there that you have pulled up is actually that's in Rapid City, South Dakota, 2004. We had just got done doing Sturgis, and the fairgrounds was there, or one of the fair commissioners or whatever was out at the Full Throttle during Bike Week, and he was like, "Man, would you guys come set up at the fairgrounds with us and do the South Dakota State Fair?" And so we ended up going there and setting up, and that picture is actually painted on a building that we autographed and signed in 2004.
Oh, no
They
crap.
were at the fairgrounds.
That's great.
And it's still there to this day. Every year that we go to Sturgis, we go and check to make sure it's still there.
That's great. So Dennis Stauber wants to know what speed it takes to stay on the wall.
So inside of our wall of death, which we have one of the smaller ones in America,
Anywhere between like 25 and 30 miles an hour.
Our sweet spot is like 28 miles per hour. That's pretty much the speed that we're traveling at. And there's times like that Cody goes a little faster. Like when he's doing the dips and dives, he'll ride a little faster because they'll kind of stay a little more planted.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah. And the faster you ride, the more planted you're going to feel to it, and ultimately you're going to feel this drag up, or like, a lift. Like if you're in an airplane cruising down the speedway, the faster you go, the lighter you get. And that's almost the same concept with the wall, because if you go too fast and you're not angled right and positioning yourself right, it's going to stand you up and slam you up against the wall.
Yeah.
Because the more forward momentum you have, the more lift you have.
Yeah.
So 28 miles per hour is perfect for us. That's where we're able to still move around and function, move legs and stuff over gas tanks, and just be comfortable.
No, I hope I don't. I hope I don't violate any secret.
That means
club
he's going to. So
but
hang on.
No, I got to see one time, because there's things that you get to see that are special. Like, they'll say nobody ever does this anymore, or this happened way back in the day, but nobody does stuff like this. And I got to see you guys. I forget where we were at. I can't remember. I don't think it was Born Free. I saw you at an event somewhere, and you guys did an open door, and I was like, damn, it was the coolest thing that I ever saw, man.
Okay, so the story behind the open door was we have this little niche in our show that, every wall of death around the world gives the opportunity to invite the guests to interact with what we're doing and to be a part of a historic opportunity. And that is holding a dollar bill or a paper contribution over the top, and us as riders will come up at speeds 30 miles per hour and take it out of your fingertips, and you don't feel a thing. But if that's not magical enough, if it's a $20 bill, I'll make sure to hit you right in the face the next lap with a t-shirt for you to take home. And so we had ran out of shirts. That picture was in it was for Daytona Bike Week, and we had a great crowd, and unfortunately the guy that was supposed to stock the t-shirts in the show before the show forgot that part, and so we only had like we
only had like 10 shirts or something
if
like
that. And so right away, as soon as we got up,
it was like 10 shirts, but 50 had to go out. So we needed more shirts.
I'm slinging shirts and doing my thing, and I look down at Cody, I grab a 20, and I look down at him where I'm supposed to be grabbing a shirt, and he's looking up at me. He's like, "We ain't got no more."
No shirt.
So I was sitting there thinking, I rode a couple laps thinking, I'm like, well, I don't really want to come down and stop, because I feel like that's just gonna throw the show vibe off. I was just like, I just looked at him and I said, "Well, go get some." And he was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I'll stay high, go get some." And he's like,
"Yep,
all right."
Swung the door open, walked out, and he just kept riding over the door.
Ran outside, went to the t-shirt box, and grabbed a handful of t-shirts and ran back inside, and we closed the door back up and just kept going on with the show. And I felt like that was just like the best way to take care of that scenario.
Keep the momentum going.
That's awesome.
Just to keep going. And that was one of those things that was like a moment that happened, just off of instinct, if you will, that became a part of history of the Wall of Death.
That's problem solving at its finest. Couple questions from some viewers, if that's all right. Jeremy Souther, my son wants to build a stunt bike. What chassis is the best to use, and are there others than a Dyna chassis to use?
So I would say we're probably the worst to ask about that because one of the things that the Wall of Death kind of like really gave us was this love for classic motorcycles. And I think if you're really into a sport bike, then for on the V twin side of it, you need to be looking at the FXR. The any 90s model FXR is a great motorcycle. It's got a great feel to it, and everybody and their brother and sister has a parts company making parts for them to make it a stunt motorcycle. You've got a piece of history Harley and something that functions great. It's super simple. If you're kind of smart with a wrench and a screwdriver, you can pretty much keep one going.
It's hard to kill an Evo.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of amazing Dynas out there. Now that the Dynas are discontinued and no longer being made, everybody's kind of little happy with their price tags, which you can find also with FXRs, but the deals are out there. Sportsters are really good bikes for stunting. There's a ton of people, man. Bubba Blackwell's been wheeling a Sportster since he watched Evel Knievel wheelie one.
Ultimately, it just kind of goes the route on what kind of bike you want to buy. On our dirt bike side of our career, we always rode Yamahas. We love Yamaha. It was really easy to find parts for them, and they always stay running. Harley was our brand choice when it came to anything V-twin. I rode an FXR. Kyle rode a Dyna.
But it was like an early model Dyna, so it was a 95.
Yeah, so it still had an Evo in it.
It was a rip-off FXR.
They were just super easy as well to maintain and keep going.
So Dennis Stauber is asking, and I want to give you guys the opportunity to tell this part of the story too. He says, "Is your wall one of the originals?" So I want to give you guys a chance to talk about how your wall came to be.
Unfortunately, ours is very. It's not. I mean, it's not that original. It's the original Ives Brothers Wall of Death. I do know that, but we built it in 2013, so there's no other history written on those walls other than what we've done.
But see, that's why I said I want to give you the chance to talk about it, because I think that's one of the coolest things, because your dad literally went to school to learn that. Yeah, he figured that out, because nobody's going to hand you plans like, hey, you can download your plans for the Wall of Death,
No, and it was a top secret thing. There was no help, and there was no at that time, there was really only one motordrome that was traveling and doing events on a serious scale, and that happened to be American Motordrome.
Right.
And the California Hell Riders, they were still one of our most favorite Wall of Death shows there is. But when they had kids, they decided that they were just going to do Daytona for Bikeoverfest and Bike Week,
and they weren't going to travel anymore. And then when we kind of came into doing the wall, and it was kind of a fluke how we started. We had a wall being stored in our backyard just for a place to park, and my dad was just like, "Well, hey,
it's here. Let's ride in it.
Let's set it up." And the gentleman that had it stored there was like, "Yeah, set it up and ride it." And that was the Canadian wall that we had. It was all aluminum outside, but just the riding surface itself was wood. And we rode that for probably 2 years before Dad decided he wanted to build.
I think it was just one full season. It was a hard year, so it probably felt like.
So we had
years,
the kind of the diameter of the wall that we wanted to go with from the wall that we learned on, and he just didn't want to do the aluminum outside. He wanted to keep it that traditional wood look, and so that was just the learning curve. There was just trying to find the right plans to kind of go with what we were going to be doing, how long for the 4x4s, the angle that we needed to put the 45s, how he wanted to put the walk boards for the people so it didn't have a step, people wouldn't trip. So it's kind of a learning curve of taking what the other wall had to offer and just adjusting it to make better features for the wall that we now have.
That's
Yeah,
great.
buddy.
Yeah, I think some people don't realize that.
I
like,
saw that someone asked what wood we were using.
Yeah.
Most of the outer structure is a pine of some sort. We have some Douglas fir 4x4s. Most of the riding surface is all in ash wood.
It's just a 1.75 inch wide tongue and groove ash.
Yeah, your typical like flooring wood.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize that, that's just not plain old, that's not plain old flat wood. That stuff has to be cut in certain angles and dimensions to fit in
Every board.
Yeah. Yep.
Every single board a part of it
Right.
has to be
Yep.
manipulated in some type of way.
Do you have the same crew that travels with you?
Yeah, Michael
Or do you
Lichter.
pick up crew like to set up and tear down and stuff when you get to an event?
In classic form, that was Michael Lichter's big question. He says, I hope you'll ask them about their wonderful wives and their fantastic crew.
Yes. That's funny. My fiance was actually just texting me saying that she saw where Lichter had logged in.
Yep.
And she's watching it as well, and just texted me and told me to make sure I make a shout out to Lichter that she said hi. She's in bed watching this, and she loves you and hopes you're doing good.
All right, Don.
Everybody loves Michael.
Michael
he's part of the family for
yeah,
sure.
he's definitely family.
Yes,
But
sir.
sorry, I blanked out there for
That's
a
okay.
second. The crew that we have is for
the most part, it stays the same. We have a few buddies that kind of jump on the bandwagon throughout the year, and then they'll hop on and then hop off. But for the most part, it's mostly Kyle and I, and then we have our nephew Levi that just turned 21 this year, and
we tease that he's the head engineer here at the Ives Brothers, all of that.
and then we have a good buddy of ours, Logan, that grew up in the town right next to ours, that just started traveling with us about 2.5 years ago. And then we have Chris out of Naco, Arizona, that travels with us.
Kick and Wang.
We
I
love
love
Naco
him.
Chris.
Travels with us, and then we often get people that tag along, or sometimes we've got a full-time MC that travels with us just to take the load, because
Come here, Levi. Show
we're
yourself.
we're full-time. Oh, I bet you
Oh,
do.
getting shy.
We're full-time truck drivers, mechanics. We fix everything. We're
Jack of
Yeah,
all
buddy.
trade.
Yeah.
jack of all trades. So
You're alone on the road, baby.
In the semi truck as we were leaving LA at the Chopper Fest, and of course our truck's just old enough to where any shop in California doesn't want to mess
Right.
with it.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, funny how that works, right?
yeah.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
luckily enough, the fairgrounds was like, "Oh, just park it there. Don't worry about it." And so we parked it there, and took us 2 or 3 days to get the part shipped in from Arizona, and ripped it apart ourselves and threw it together and made it to Oklahoma before we had another issue.
Oh,
So
that's-
we have to talk about this for a minute, right?
The high wire jump.
Yep.
yeah.
All right, let's dive into it.
I mean, just tell me, because one thing entirely to be in the history books of motorcycle culture, but something that you do like this puts you in real history books.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that was totally badass. Totally badass to see you guys pull this off.
That stunt on its own is an amazing story, because that was a stunt that Evel Knievel and Mr. Wallinda tried to do back in the day and never managed to make the stunt happen. And then to fast forward it, that's one of the grandchildren of Mr. Wallinda. And
That's
Kyle
Robbie's actual
wearing
leathers.
Robbie Knievel's last leathers that he jumped in.
Wow,
Wow.
And then the first family that my dad went on the road with was the Wallinda family, and that was the High Wire family that he walked with when he first joined the circus.
Oh, that's cool.
I had no idea it went that deep
30-something
even.
years ago.
That's so great.
So Cody and I had the great opportunity of getting to call Evil Knievel and Robbie Knievel, pretty much all of the Knievels, the whole family, good friends of ours. We did Evil Knievel days with Evil Knievel
up in Butte, Montana,
in 2004,
Yeah.
and I met Evil at a casino in Miami,
Yeah, there's
Oklahoma. And he kind of took us under his wing and invited us up to Evil Knievel days, and we did that for a handful of years up until he passed away, I believe in 2007. And then I did a tour with Robbie Knievel, kind of in memory of Evil Knievel kind of tour, and we did that for a year, jumping motorcycles together. And so it was really cool to get the opportunity to kind of morph all of this back together. You know, a lot of great memories, a lot of great opportunities, and a lot of thankfulness for a family that did so much for this industry. You know, unfortunately, Robbie passed away.
Yeah.
Due to pancreatic cancer, and so we did that kind of as a you know, a celebration of, or just you know, I can't think of it right now, but yeah, a tribute to him. And you know, I was thankful that the family sponsored us, and Kristen was able to get me some really awesome leathers to wear for that opportunity, and you know, it just made it all super special.
Yeah, boy, Robbie had a rough road to hoe. Yeah. He really did. That was a tortured soul. We got to know him a little bit over the years too, and I can't imagine, you know, like coming up under the shadow of his dad. Like, that had to be a constant, you know, a constant challenge, and a constant, you know, everybody wants to know how you measure up to the old man, right?
Yeah, I think he was definitely happy with the life he lived. He just definitely, you know, it was just, man, like you said, the bar was raised so high by, you know, when it's your father that did it, it's like,
you're expected to overshine.
Yeah, you know, and if he would have grown up to be a auto mechanic, then you know, he could have been the greatest auto mechanic ever. Yeah, you know, and he would have gotten that recognition. But like, even if all the great things that he did on a motorcycle was still just kind of umbrellaed under his dad, right? And I think, you know,
it would have been super hard to knock Evil Knievel out of the park, you know. So he didn't have a shot from the gate.
On that note, do you see any of your kids following in your footsteps?
Not really.
Yeah, no. Some days they take interest in motorcycles, and what's cool for, I guess, for us is, we actually get to say that we kind of grew up before technology.
Yeah, for sure.
Our kids now are all about video games. They would rather be inside playing MX versus ATV versus outside being on the dirt bike.
Oh, good Lord.
Some days they just wake up and they're like, hey, unload the dirt bikes because me and all our cousins are going riding.
Yeah, we want to ride dirt bikes.
They'll sit outside and ride dirt bikes days on days on days, and then all of a sudden hang them up and then just not ride them for weeks.
It's definitely not planned. It could very well happen because they do love to play around. And, you know, like my son 2 years ago actually did a handful of shows with us in the wall on an electric bicycle called a Zeus. And dude, he went straight up onto the wall. And so I was like, whoa,
check him out.
If you want to do this, you know, let's do it. So he did a handful of shows with us one summer, and then last year he's like, nah, I'm good. I don't really want to ride. And I'm like, I'm not going to pressure him into doing it really. So
I'm sure his mother's
to be
happy
a part
about
of it.
that.
It'd make me so, you know, I'd be happy, but also I'm just as happy with
Good
him.
not to pressure though, because that wouldn't help.
Yeah, I know. As a mom, I would be so torn. I'd be like, yeah, he wants to follow in his dad's footsteps, but thank God he doesn't really want to follow in his dad's footsteps. Only because I'd be worried.
Oh, right.
Like, how do your wives and your fiance, like when you were doing that jump, how do they, Like they must be terrified,
Hey,
or are they
wait a
just
minute.
that
I want to
confident
know.
in your
I
skills?
want to hear about the conversation, the first conversation that your dad had with your mother. It said, "Look, I'm selling the business. We're packing all this shit and the kids up, and we're hitting the road,
We're
and we're going
joining
to
the
teach them
circus."
to ride
It
motorcycle
was a
stunts."
loud one.
Because
a
it
loud
didn't
one.
plan off like that. It was definitely my dad come off the road.
The neighbors knew what we were doing.
Yeah, right.
My dad come off the road and started the normal life, putting us in public school, but he missed it one day and set the ball up in the backyard. And that was only like his intention was only really for himself. They didn't know that we were coming home from school and getting in the ball, riding around
Oh,
on the
that's
bikes.
great.
And then we were doing it with all the neighborhood kids. We get in, we'd ride, we'd get out and shut the door and make it seem like we'd never messed with it. We didn't want to get in trouble. And it
How did you
wasn't
get busted?
until it was like a few weeks, they said, that I guess dad started noticing that the door was open one day, door was closed one day, door was open one day. So he came home from work early one day.
Oh,
There we
boy.
are. Mom's yelling at us to get out. Dad's like, let him be. And then he says that just watching us ride, that we just kind of had that natural instinct to it. And that's 8th birthday is when I got my first dirt bike. And we just kind of took off from there. So it definitely wasn't planned.
Story.
It was something that they tried to kind of keep us from, I guess, but it was just only natural that, you know, watching our dad grow up doing stunts, that I guess we were gonna tag along and
in
and
the
do it.
blood.
Yep. Hey, Keith Parr is on, and he said, loved you guys at homecoming. And that's, you know, no matter where we run into you guys, there's always such a great crowd at the wall. There's always people waiting for the next show and waiting to see what you guys do next. It's really become that's the high water mark, I think, of any. You know, we had somebody on here tonight saying, how come there's no wall at SmokeOut yet? And I'm like, well, that's the deal yet. Like, we're still building SmokeOut. That's something that we absolutely want to have there. So the minute we can, I think that's when an event really becomes something, when you start adding stuff like the wall.
Those extras.
Well, not to spoil surprise, but it's a conversation, right? It's
Yep.
Yeah, it is a conversation. I think the hardest, and I'll be honest, like because I'm the one you're talking to on SmokeOut. It's the hardest thing right now is you're in at Four Corners Rally, and just getting there. I think that trip and the time frame that you have is near impossible.
You guys need helicopters.
Yeah, right.
Or, I mean, if somebody has a spare wall of death,
or helicopter.
We'll just whip one up. Somebody did ask.
We're
working on it.
Should we tell them we need to agree on something first? But we might have a little secret.
You need an East Coast wall and a West Coast wall.
Well, listen, man. Like tonight, I hope this is the first of many times we get to have you guys on here and share more of your stories and stuff. But this was fantastic. Thank you so much for taking so much time with us for tonight and sharing this part of it. And
this is a lot of fun. This is our first time actually really getting to do something like this and getting to talk about our history and kind of bring forward, you know, what we know and what we've been doing, and we hope to see everybody that tuned in at an event, you know, coming up into the future, and even if you haven't seen our wall and you're close to a wall, just go experience.
Dude, I was literally just about to say that same thing. I was just like, and if you ever have a wall of death, you know, whether it's the Ives Brothers, American Motordrome, Wild Wheels, California Hell Riders, please go support it. And, you know, it's something that we were just talking to a friend of ours today about it being the same thing over and over again. And, you know, the excitement still being a thrill of it. And I kind of reminded myself, I'm like, every other Wall of Death show that we go to, I'm so excited before it starts. Like, I'm right there. I'm ready to be a part of it. And it's just, you know, a Wall of Death show is, it's something unique to see, and that's all we're trying to do. Is we're just trying to create new avenues to give new eyes on it, and just kind of bring it to realization and make sure, you know, as many people as possible have the opportunity to see something like that.
Keeping history alive, man. I mean, in all reality,
one show at a time.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen help, like I said, it's helped set the wall up. We've seen a million shows, and just like what you're saying, there's something about those wheels hitting that angle boards coming up on that wall, dude, it just gets you pretty excited. It's something super cool.
It really becomes an organic thing too.
Yeah.
Like anybody that says it's the same thing over and over again, it's definitely
not.
The call is different. The approach is different. Like the vibe that you get from the crowd is different. It's a different show every time you see it, every single time. And then when, like you guys said, when you go from wall to wall and you see everybody else's approach and where they learn stuff and how they come at it, and like that's what I want to do next time. We got to make a pact here that the next time we get have you guys on, we're going to talk about history of Wall of Death.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about like the origins of it and lion drones and like all the good shit from back in the day.
100%. That would be super
that'd be
fun.
fun.
I can't believe it's already over, to be honest with you.
I know. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to throw this out there and I'll reach out to you guys off air, and Chris might kill me. I think maybe we're all going to be in Daytona. Maybe we can find an hour where we can sit down and actually just do a straight interview with you and talk a little more in depth about your history and, and really get just a little deeper, dig a little bit deeper.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be super awesome. It'd be cool to share a lot of the experiences that we've had with a lot of legends as well, other Wall of Death riders, other motorcycle entertainers, and there's a lot of history.
I can't imagine the stories you guys have, so I'd love to sit down with you
And
guys.
it sort of sucks, almost like we have to stop this, but just everything that's getting said, I have like 50 more questions.
I know,
50
right?
more, like, knowing the people that rode the wall, and like you said, to have met them and done like it. I can keep going. This can go on for 2 more hours.
Yeah,
and I'm
let's
bummed.
do
Now,
it again.
This is going to happen in Daytona. I'm not going to be there. I'm sort of pissed. So,
and here comes Michael Lichter.
He's got great ideas.
He always does.
He always does. Make this happen.
Lichter says if you do a history show, it'd be cool to get the brothers on with Sandra, DJ, Jay Lightning, and a few others.
Oh, dude,
Sandra, DJ Lightning.
Dude, a whole wall show would be sick.
Oh.
Yes, it would be.
That would be really cool.
Yeah,
what would be really cool is if we could do it in Sturgis and get all of those riders together.
Wow.
Yes.
Dude, let's
do
work
a round
on that.
table. Do a round table in Sturgis.
Let's work on
awesome.
that. Absolutely.
Table with the wall. I like it.
Danny Wheel, we need your wall.
There you go.
Because or American Motor Drum. They're the only ones with the big enough wall.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That
All
would
right,
be a
man.
lot.
Well, listen, for everybody that's watching this, man, get out. Heather's been posting the link to their social media, to their Facebook, to their Instagram. You can check them out at theivesbrothers.com to get all the information about where they're going to be. Do not miss an opportunity to see these guys and support one of the oldest forms of motorcycle entertainment. You will be so satisfied if you've never seen it, or if you've only seen somebody else's, or if it's just the first time you're going to see it this year.
You don't get to just watch it. You get to feel it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So again, fellas, thank you so much for coming on with us tonight. We
Thank
wish you
all
the
of you
best.
guys so much for having us.
Yeah,
I'm happy that
absolutely.
we were able to work this out through the
Come on, Levi.
Snowmageddon. And
Come on, Levi. Show yourself.
This is nephew Levi.
Hi,
That's
guys.
head
that's the
engineer
head
right there.
engineer. Right on, Levi.
Levi, what's
Really
up?
tell you part of the family.
That's
Yeah, it
great.
looks a little like you guys.
Yeah, more like our dad, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
Right
Well,
on.
we can't wait to see you guys in Daytona. Again, thank you so much. And we're going to talk more about doing a history show.
Awesome.
Thank
We love
you.
it.
We'll
Thank
see
you guys so
soon.
much.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
See
guys,
you guys,
thank you.
thanks.
Hey, man, you guys are watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. We are going to take a quick break. We're going to watch some really cool stuff that we did over the last 36 hours at DuBois Plating. Don't go anywhere. We're still coming back with more. We're almost done. You don't want to miss this. Shop Talk.
bring it home.
Hey, this is Chris with Cycle Source TV, and this is your product spotlight. So today's product spotlight is on a little bit of chopper bling. This is my guilty pleasure when I'm building a chopper. Is the one thing I do like to spend a little bit of money on are the hand controls. I started checking out these custom tech controls 12, 13 motorcycles ago, and every time I get a chance to use them, I do. They are kind of expensive. I mean, for the whole setup like this, to outfit your bars, you're looking at around $1,000, but it's totally worth it the way it finishes it off. I like to have nothing on my bars, but if you're gonna have stuff up there, why not have stuff that looks really good like this? Custom tech, made in Italy. Forged aluminum, you know, beautiful precision, everything you need. 14 millimeter bore size on the master cylinder. Antique vintage styling of the levers themselves. All works really good, looks beautiful. I got these at Lowbrow. You should check them out today, lowbrowcustoms.com. You can see the individual pricing for each one, or like I said, splurge, get it all together, get it over with, bite the bullet. It's cool stuff.
I'm Nick Trask, Trask Performance, and you're watching Shop Talk.
Whether riding takes you from A to B or just lets you escape, there's a flow to the road you share. So go with it. Eyes open, and always have the Law Tigers by your side. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit us at lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. The race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
Okay guys, so here's the time you've all been waiting for. This is the first key. We're doing the first key tonight.
First of 13?
First of
dirty,
13.
Dirty dozen?
The dirty dozen. The dirty dozen. The dozen plus one. Dirty.
Dirty dozen is 13.
Dirty dozen. Okay, the dirty dozen. So we're going to draw 13 keys. All 13 of those keys have an opportunity to come up on stage at SmokeOut and try to start what year? 1995?
95 Heritage Softail, low mileage. Fantastic
Beautiful
condition.
bike. You can do whatever you like with it after you win it. If
It was
your key
supposed to be
starts
mine, so you could give it back
yeah,
to me.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
I tried.
Here are, you can see.
That's my car.
I'm just showing everybody. These are our registrations for SmokeOut so far. This is our early birds.
If you bought a weekend all-in package.
So we're going to do this here and there. We'll probably do some live. I'd like to do the next two live where we can advertise what night we're going to do it. We'll do a shop thing. But we're going to start off with this one tonight on Shop Talk. And Heather's going to spin them. Come on. Here we go. I get to pick, right?
You do.
And I can
Pick
pick
a good one.
anything I want.
You can pick any color you want. You can only pick one.
This one.
Okay.
Okay, so let's open this up.
All right, do we need a drum roll?
What are you, the old man from Christmas Vacation? All right, first key of 13. Look, I can't open it. Oh, John Rule. Is that how you say that? Rule?
Reule. John Rule. I think that's John Rule.
Rule?
Right
John
on,
Rule.
John. So we're going to be sending you a key.
Are we sending keys, or are we going to send a certificate good for a key? So they like, I'd hate for somebody to
what
lose
if they
their
lose the key? I think we need to send them the key.
Okay.
Because it's their responsibility.
Yeah, we can keep track.
Right.
We can keep track of the names.
Yep.
So John Rule is
we're going to
number 1.
mail you a key. I'm going to make it so you have to sign for it. But if you show up to SmokeOut without it, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah, then maybe we are too. She's trying to get her bike back. That's what she's doing. All right.
Can you blame me?
Listen, if you haven't done your early bird thing yet, get in on this. We're giving this bike away. Plus, it's SmokeOut, dude. All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. You're watching Shop Talk. I'm so excited. That was the first key.
Did you have the wide angle on that?
What? Hey. I feel
think
like
she
that
said you're fat.
She was just body shaming me, dude.
I was body shaming myself. I was like, God, the camera adds 50 pounds.
You deserve to
It's
stop
50,
at
not
Dunkin'
10, it's
Donuts
50.
now on the way.
She was body shaming me. That's,
Oh,
that's terrible. All right. Anyway, listen. So the deal is we're officially underway. We're giving away. We found out. This is what dumbasses we are. We found out that this bike is actually a 99. We don't even know what year the bike is.
I know.
we're
I looked
giving
at
away.
the title was on my desk. I was like, oh.
It's a free bike. Shut up.
So anyway, we're giving away a 99 Heritage. It's a beautiful bike, man. Like, and you know, whether you keep it the way that it is or you cut it up and make it into a custom, it's a great bike.
Mm-hmm.
It's low miles. It's pretty nice the way it stands. And we're giving it to one person. We're going to pick 13 keys. Everybody gets to come up and try to start one. And
I feel like you've damaged me because I look at it and I'm like, that's a good donor bike.
You know what would really suck is if the first guy with the key went up and turned it and started, and that would eliminate
everybody else. It would suck for everybody else that had a key.
It
They'd be
would.
like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
son
It'd
of a
super
bitch.
suck.
Yeah, that's. I wonder how you resolve that issue.
Evil Rick has a good idea. You could let
boy.
them. You could send them a letter and let them pick the key they want out of the bunch, and that way it will be even more of a drama. Ooh, the drama.
Ooh, the drama.
Ooh, the drama.
I hate
All right.
drama.
Listen, we're going late into the show,
I
so
like popcorn. I'm like, where's it?
you know what time it is? You know what time it is?
I don't know. I'm hungry.
Events?
Is it time to eat?
for the events? Oh yeah, I'm hungry
Shop Talk is brought to you by CycleFish.
That's right, Steve. It's
The
free.
most
Free.
complete list of motorcycle events in the U.S.
too. Are you sure it's free? Oh my God, Mama Tried. Next weekend in Milwaukee. We will be there. You should be too.
That's right.
We're going to have some SmokeOut swag and some posters and some good stuff. So come check us out.
The new SmokeOut poster and the new SmokeOut stickers.
Yep.
In hand. It's the first place
Yep.
you're going to be able to get them as Mama Tried.
Yep.
Next weekend.
Yep. And then the week after that, Daytona Bike Week.
Hey, listen, Mark Gatto said, hope you guys realize Harley only made about 100 different key numbers back then. So we have to be very sure that only one key starts that bike. Because that'd be, oh, shit.
Booyah!
Oh, I'm supposed to change the.
Yeah, there you go. So the week after Mama Tried is Daytona Bike Week. February 27th.
Can I get an amen?
February. No, that's not an amen.
That's fantastic. I can't wait for. I
just
can't
so
wait
you
for
know,
Bike Week.
today is
Because it's going to be over.
Today is the 15th. That's 12 days away. 12. You have 12 days to finish a motorcycle. 12.
And that's when I killed her, Your Honor.
I'm just saying.
That's literally when it happened.
Mm-hmm. Saturday, February 28th, Corey Souza's No Class Bike Show at the Broken Spoke Saloon.
She's
Check
like
out.
a school on Sunday. No class.
I'm like, huh? So check out Corey. You know he always does a killer show. We'll probably pop in, I think. Sunday, Warren Lane's True Grit Motorcycle Show.
Oh, yeah.
11 a.m. at the Broken Spoke. And that's antiques, choppers. It's a killer show.
Anything cool.
I highly suggest it. Highly recommend it, excuse me. Tuesday, March 3rd, the Cycle Force Custom Bike Show. We have like 25 classes, plus the Best of Show gets an invitation to display in the Legends Gallery at SmokeOut.
What?
Yep, they get a pedestal. Best of Show at Daytona, Cycle Source Bike Show gets a pedestal at the Legends Gallery.
Right on.
How cool is that?
Check it out.
Wednesday, March 4th, the Perowitz Paint Show at the Broken Spoke Saloon. Man, it seems like all the best shows in Daytona are at the Broken Spoke.
Because the Broken Spoke's the best place to hang out.
I do agree. I love the atmosphere. Chopper Time.
Best show in the world.
Greatest chopper show on earth. Willie's Tropical Tattoo on Thursday, March 5th.
That's it.
That's it. That's as far as I'm going. I'm not getting any further.
Wound up. Right on, man. Well, listen, it's been a hell of a show. Again, we really, really appreciate the Ives Brothers taking some time with us tonight. It was fantastic to get a little bit more of their story, but hopefully we get to have them back here and have you guys along with us. The idea of the history show.
I love that.
Oh my God. If we could get a bunch of them together and then like even some of the people that haven't ridden for a long time, if we could dig up some people out of the background. Gary is here.
Hi, Gary.
Darla, can't wait for you guys to get here.
Darla, I can't wait to meet Darla. Puppy kisses.
All right. Well, for now, we have a motorcycle to build, and like Heather keeps reminding me, not a lot of time to do it.
Well, I literally just got a little nauseous when I realized the dates. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I have a feeling I'm going to be calling Mark a lot.
I had a conversation today about people's phone calls I don't answer. You were on the top of that list.
Let me just put Dana, if Mark just goes missing, I'll apologize now. He's probably duct taped in the corner in the garage. So I'll feed him, I promise.
My head already hurts.
Yeah, listen.
Sorry, Dana.
We got a tight deadline. Clint Kittle is on here from Speed Freak.
You shouldn't be on here. You should be doing something right now.
You should be planning out this paint job.
Jesus, do something for Christ's sake.
Some bitch.
He was trying to peddle T-shirts to me today. I'm like,
he says we're in body and primer tomorrow.
Ooh.
Whatever.
Listen,
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's the check is in the mail. That's the oldest. Body men have been saying that since before there was paint guns. When they were putting shit on with brushes.
Bob Ziola.
Yeah, Bob
I can't wait to
Ziola's
see
here.
you soon, Bob. Give Andrea a hug for me.
All right, listen, that's it for now. We're getting ready for Mama Tried. We'll see you guys in Milwaukee. If we don't see you there, we're on to Daytona, just like that. Until next time when we come back, same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Mama Tried, Felicia.